In this part of the process, we pasted the correction codes into our post-process code, so the machine program can read it properly. Then, with the help of Arturo, we renamed the tools in our code according to those in the machine.
Here we are doing the path graphic in the CNC simulator. After charting our G code in the machine, we use the AutoStart in the simulation to see step by step the whole process that the CNC machine follows to complete the task. Looking that our G code is correct and doesn't have errors, collisions, or wrong geometries.
In this part of the process, we checked if the bar was long enough so the torsion wouldn't hit the spindle or the jaws of the machine. Because the part was too short, we had to take around 20 centimeters more out of the bar, so when the torsion used the finishing tool from left to right, it wouldn't hit the spindle or the jaws.
Here we check if the name of our program has been used by someone. We didn't find the name repeated and we can load it to start. Once correct the program, we select Input and Execute to leave the lathe ready and send our program. The program is loaded and ready to run.
We place our raw material in the jaws of the machine and we manually drop the raw tool header in a close position to the material to even the material face.
Once the absolute zero was calibrated correctly, we proceed to do all of the machining processes. The liquid lubricant was removed in this case at the beginning, since it wasn't necessary. It only takes one pass to do the facing, and after that the roughing process begins. The piece is a bit too long, so there was some unwanted vibrations. Roughing is used to remove material approximately towards the final shape. We can see on the tip of the piece how the vibration of the piece gave it a rough surface. Because of the geometry of the piece, a tool that goes from left to right had to be implemented as well during the roughing process. This is almost the end of the machining process, and we can now observe the finishing process. Two different colors were used during this process, however the second one, a neutral tool, is barely used.
Here we can see the finishing process with the left tool. In this process, we give the best form and texture to the part. This is the last process before the turning part. This is the piece ready to be cut in the turning part process.
Now we use the last tool to do the grooving at the end of the part. In this moment we had to turn on the coolant because of the friction between the tool and the part. For last, the same tool was used to cut off the part. To do this, the tool goes in and out of the part, cutting a little amount of material each time, until it cuts off all the part. We can see at the end of the process we got our finished part. We got one problem. The finishing tool was having some trouble doing its job because the bar was too long and we didn't use a counterpoint. The vibration is the reason the finished process is not that good. The vibration was caused by the rotation of the spindle and the finished tool pressure that does into the part. That's why in some areas the finished process is not that smooth. On the other side, the part has the indicated measurements and the CNC lathe did the exact same process as the program made by us.